the way it's spread, the gain to function ratio, it's extremely virulent. So was a certain amount of lockdown necessary, or could we have just gotten away with social distancing and maybe a week of lockdown?
That's the thing. When you're dealing with the government lies virtually 100% of the time. You and I use a language that is meant to communicate facts, right? It's a calm language. I usually make this distinction between a calm language and a control language. Basically, control language is like, say, a computer programming language that tells a computer how to execute instructions from the user. These instructions are entirely different. They're in a class by themselves. It involves things like neurolinguistic programming and a very cagey use of language that is always designed to deceive the public. They want to be able to control the public. They think the public is a wild card, a loose cannon on deck, and has to be controlled under all circumstances. So their language is always meant to do that. Okay, now when they're lying, when every other word out of their mouth is a lie, how seriously can we take their efforts to protect us, for example, from a pandemic of this alleged magnitude? Well, they can't be trusted as far as we can throw them now. They've basically sucked the existing economy dry already. And the only reason that I can think of why they would do that unnecessarily, and it is unnecessary, is to establish a whole new economy in which they own and control everything. I've told you before, these people, the billionaires and people like that, they have a certain psychological profile. They're basically all control freaks. Many of them are narcissistic sociopaths. You take someone like me, who doesn't want to hurt anybody, it would be very, very hard for me to make $1 billion. You've got to be willing to knife people in the back for that kind of money. There are a lot of people that want that kind of money very, very badly in this world, and they'll do anything for it. So if you want to make that kind of money yourself, you have to be ruthless. You've got to have, veins in your teeth, as Arlo Guthrie would have said years ago. Okay? And that's, you've just got to be absolutely rabid about it. And that's what these people are. That's who they are. That's why they can't be trusted. Enough will never be enough with these people. No matter
Exactly.
how much they have, they're always going to want more. As long as you are around at all and you have a single right, a single shred of dignity left to you, they're going to want to take that from you.
So do you think that they want to really break us down and maybe put us on like a basic income or something like that?
Exactly. They want the citizenry. You have to think of them as an obligate parasite. Basically, they're parasites. They don't work. They're just up there. They push pencils. They order their secretaries to do things. They dial up a few numbers on their smartphones every day, and they wangle with each other. They do a lot of talking, and a lot of hot gas comes out of them, but they don't actually work. They don't work with their hands. They don't sweat. They don't do anything that society needs to have anyone do. See what I mean? All they're doing is serving their own interests. We've got a problem. The government has totally pulled away from us. Any pretext that we're being represented by these people is total idiocy. They do nothing to represent our interests. The only people whose interests they represent are their own and their bosses. And of course, who are their bosses? Their bosses are the people with all the money. Those are the only people that they care about. If you've got money, they care. If you don't, up yours. It's as simple as that. As far as how they're using the virus, well, they're using the virus in every single way they can. Remember, these people don't work. They just sit around thinking of ways to increase their money and power, right? Think of them as like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, okay? How can we rip them off today, Smithers? One of those things, okay? That's basically what they live for. They're using the virus in every way they can, and they've only been encouraged to do so by the media and the political establishment, which is no surprise because they own both of them. They're going to keep on, furiously digging away at us until finally they get what they want, unless we stop them.